These chicken roll-ups are the perfect snack. They have good macros, taste delicious and are super easy to make. First, you will need 1000 grams of skinless boneless chicken breast. I have here 5 in total. Start by slicing the chicken into fine pieces, about 1 centimeter or half an inch thick. Since these pieces are still a bit too big to eat in a tortilla, stack a couple of pieces sideways and cut them again into smaller bite-sized pieces. Cutting the chicken this way makes it way more enjoyable to eat inside of a tortilla. Then transfer the pieces into a bowl and repeat this with all other chicken breasts. After that, it's time to season the meat. Start with 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of onion powder, 2 teaspoons or 6 grams of paprika, 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of salt, and freshly ground black pepper. I won't add any chili or cayenne pepper yet because of the sauce that we will add later on. Then add in 10 grams of oil. You can add any oil that you have on hand here, as they all have roughly the same calories. Mix everything until the meat is covered with seasoning. Next, add a batch of chicken to a pan on medium-high heat. Don't overfill the pan here or you won't get proper color on the meat. The goal here is to add color on both sides of the chicken. Fry the pieces for 1 minute each side max. Remember, it's super thinly sliced and become dry very fast. You don't need to cook the chicken fully through yet. I will show you why in a second. As soon as you have color on both sides, remove the chicken from the heat and repeat with all other pieces. I have a 28 cm or 11 inch pan and I can get the job done in about 3 batches in total. After cooking all of the chicken and adding them to the bowl, you will see that the chicken is still steaming. That's because the meat is still hot and continues cooking even if it's not in the pan anymore. That's why you can slightly undercook the meat and remove it, and it will keep cooking to a safe temperature in a bowl. As this is cooling, let's make the sauce. You will need a blender or a food processor for this. Place it on a scale and start with 1% fat cottage cheese. This is a ridiculously good protein sauce. The calorie to protein ratio is almost as good as protein powder. Add 200 grams into the blender, followed up by sriracha. This is a spicy chili sauce that works perfectly in combination with cottage cheese. 25 grams goes into the blender, and lastly I will add 25 grams of honey for a really nice flavor combination for the meat. Blend this now on high for a minute or so, and if your blender is too big here, you might need to remove it every once in a while. Give it a shake and keep blending until it starts to mix everything into a smooth orange looking sauce. Then transfer all of the sauce to the meat and stir so the meat has a light coating of the sauce. I tried making this with more sauce and the entire thing ended up a bit too soggy, so this is the perfect amount for a filling in my opinion. Next, you will need tortillas. Here I have medium-sized protein tortillas. They have 18 grams of protein in 300 calories, which is quite good. However, you can absolutely use regular wheat tortillas if you don't have access to this one. It's important that they have a diameter of around 18 centimeters or 7 inches. Take out 6 to 8 tortillas at a time, depending on how big your board is. I will make 16 tortillas in total. Lastly, you need to place a bowl on a scale and add shredded cheese. Here I have a fat-reduced gouda that melts very well inside the tortilla. With 260 calories per 100 gram, it has quite good macros for cheese. However, shredded mozzarella is also a good option here. You will need 10 grams of cheese per tortilla, so in my case 160 grams in total. First, spread out 10 grams of cheese per tortilla as the bottom base and then add the chicken. Now, you can just eyeball the servings of the chicken if you want. However, if you want to be precise, place a big bowl on a scale, press the 0 button, transfer all of the meat to the bowl and then take the amount, in this case it's around 1000 grams, and divide it by the number of tortillas you will fill. Write down that number, press the 0 button again, and now take out the filling amount for one serving. In my case it's 60 grams, 0 it again and repeat. Fill 6 tortillas with the chicken and tightly roll them up into a round shape. Then roll up all other tortillas and repeat this entire process until you end up with a bunch of chicken roll-ups. Next, you need to take a sheet pan for the oven and place all tortillas tightly into the pan. In my case, I have exactly space for 16, which is also the reason I choose that number. However, you can also do this in 2 batches, it doesn't really take that much time. Then bake the tortillas in a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 F for about 6 to 7 minutes, just so the top of the tortillas gets crispy and has some color. Then remove the baked tortillas from the sheet, and the best way to store them in my opinion is to fill a Ziploc bag with 5 to 6 roll-ups and then put them into the freezer where they last for about 3 months. So when you want a snack, simply put them on a plate. You can try wrapping one in a wet paper towel and see if you like them more this way. Then microwave at 600 watts for about 4 minutes. The wet paper towel helps cook them faster and also prevents them from getting too hard, but honestly it doesn't make a massive difference in my opinion, so give it a try and see how you like it. I highly recommend eating this with one of the following 2 dips. For the first one, slice an avocado in half and place one half back in the fridge for another day. Place a bowl on a scale and add in the avocado avocado flesh, followed up by 0.2% fat cream cheese. This is another very good protein source and will reduce the calories of the avocado spread without changing the taste too much. 30 grams goes into the bowl, followed up by a pinch of salt, a couple of dashes of garlic powder, and the juice of half a lime. Mash the avocado spread with a fork until it turns into a bright green color, and that's it. This tastes very good with chicken. The second one is a homemade ranch sauce. Add a bowl on a scale and start with buttermilk. This has only 1% fat and is very low in calories. 45 grams goes into the bowl, followed up by plain skyr oil. You can also use fat-free Greek yogurt. 45 grams goes in as well. Then add 15 grams of mustard, 15 grams of honey, a couple of dashes of garlic powder and also onion powder, a pinch of salt, the juice of half a lime, and give everything a stir. Dipping these chicken roll-ups into one of these sauces is a great snack or can even be a full meal if you make 2 or more. Each of these chicken roll-ups come in at 306 calories with 37 grams of protein. I made a cookbook that helped me go from this to this without even thinking about being on a diet. 190 low-calorie, high-protein recipes from breakfast, lunch or dessert, and even nutritional tables or protein sources. Everything you need is in here. And the best part is that I will constantly be updating the book with new recipes, and you will get every recipe update for free once you've purchased it. Join the thousands of people that already bought the book. The link is in the description.